I'm Yvonne Dixon, one of the wedding editors. This is the podcast where we talk about weddings honestly. The beautiful bits, the stressful bits, the things no one tells you, and the decisions that can save you time, money, and quite possibly your sanity. Episode 7, you're paying for a wedding planner. Are you actually getting one? So the wedding nightmare. The consultation was everything you'd hoped for. The planner, a well-known name with a glossy portfolio and a client list that read like a magazine masthead, sat across the table, took notes and promised a fully bespoke day. The bride signed, paid the deposit and actually felt for the first time since getting engaged she could exhale. Then the emails started arriving from someone else. A junior associate she'd never met was suddenly her main point of contact. The bespoke mood board looked suspiciously like one she'd seen on the planner's Instagram for a different couple 3 months earlier. By the day itself, the planner she'd actually hired appeared for 40 minutes at the ceremony, 4 photos, and left. The associate ran the reception, visibly overwhelmed, juggling problems nobody had briefed her on. And here's the reality check. Wedding planner is one of the least regulated job titles in the industry. It can mean full planning from the first venue viewing to the last dance, or it can mean a single day coordinator who joins the planning discussions maybe 6 weeks before, or worse still, gets the itinerary the day before. It can mean the named, well-known professional personally runs your day, or it can mean that professional almost sells the consultation, then hands the execution to an associate you meet for the first time in your final walkthrough. Both are legitimate business models. The problem isn't that associates exist, it's that couples are rarely told which one that they've bought. How do you avoid this? Right, before signing anything, ask for a written scope of services that spells out exactly what's included, stage by stage, i.e. do they do the venue sourcing, vendor booking, budget management, timeline creation and the day of coordination. Sometimes these can be sold separately, even when they're marketed under one glossy package. So ask directly and get it in writing who will personally be your point of contact through planning and on the actual day itself. Another good question, ask how many other weddings they're running that same weekend. A planner juggling 4 weddings on your date has by very definition a fraction of the attention a portfolio consultation implied. So off we go to today's takeaway Weddits. Weddit number 1. So here's a story. A couple in Cheshire requested a full written scope of services before signing and discovered full planning excluded florals and styling, a gap that would have blown a $3,000 hole in their budget, and they'd not caught it at the contract stage. The lesson? A detailed scope of services in writing turns assumptions into facts before the money changes hands. Weddit number 2. A bride in Nottingham insisted her contract name was in her own actual name, not just the agency or planner. And that was after a friend's wedding had been quietly handed to an unfamiliar coordinator on the day. When her named planner had a family emergency 2 weeks before the wedding, the contract gave her the standing to insist on a proper handover, not a stranger showing up cold. The lesson, naming the point of contact in writing protects you when plans change. So Weddit number 3, a groom in Sussex asked directly how many other weddings his planner was running the same weekend. He didn't like the answer and switched to a smaller boutique planner after learning it'd been one of 4 same-day events. The boutique planner ran only his wedding that day. And the lesson, a direct question about capacity reveals what a glossy consultation never ever will. I'll also add, in my opinion, think long and hard when making a decision on your wedding planner. You will work extremely closely with them for maybe 12 to 18 months, enduring all sorts of various trials and tribulations, and you want to feel that they fully get you and you're on the same page before you even start the planning. The entire experience should be fun from start to end. If your planner turns up and is dressed from head to toe in black and has the personality of a skirting board, then maybe book them for your funeral, not your wedding. It's a big decision, so do make sure you put your effort into making the right one for you. And now for our cheeky Celebrity Confidential. even insiders on some of the most high-profile weddings of recent years have quietly confirmed that the celebrity organiser's name on the contract is rarely the person running the room on the day. And a reminder, really, that the same gap between who you meet and who shows up exists at every budget level. In closing, if you have found this episode helpful in any way, please share it with someone who needs a little calm in their wedding journey. They can join our free Wedding Editors app, and you'll find the link to do so in the show notes. Next time we will be discussing the £30,000 wedding that somehow felt like a £5,000 and the spending traps that quietly drain a budget without ever improving the day. As always, I'll bring the reality check, you bring the vision, and together we'll meet somewhere sensible in the middle.